My name is Gnash Kabaira. Originally, I come from Zimbabwe. And I got accepted to do my master's in finance at University of New Hampshire. After graduating in May, I was applying for jobs. You don't have anybody to mow the ground for you because you just come here as a foreign student. The connections are kind of like difficult to get because everybody just needs to help. Usually, they help people that they've known for a long time. I try to create the connections, but I would say 80% of them were not fruitful. I started applying on my own because I didn't have any option. So I was applying for jobs from May, I think mid-July. I was just using the same resume template that I was, when you get taught at school, you get to implement it on your own. So I was just using that to look for a job, but I wasn't getting replies or rejections after rejection. I think by that time I had applied for more than 400 jobs. By I started looking up to say, what is it that I'm doing wrong where other people are actually getting jobs and I'm not? So I started looking for ways to improve my resume. I was using several other resume upgrade applications, but what was happening was it was morally focused on just changing the word. They would just tell you the keywords are, but you're actually not expressing your experience.
Right.
When
So
I,
you
when
were
I
just like embellishing your resume with keywords using these career tools, but it wasn't really communicating your value proposition to the employer. So you were still not getting any results.
exactly, that was what happened. Then I came across Applied. It worked magic for me. It wasn't just the wording you need to express. How does it align with? If someone says you need to be doing budgeting, it doesn't mean on your resume you have to lie to say I did budgeting, but you can do something that actually align with the same thing that you're supposed to be doing. And then some elements of having that background information where you write whatever you were doing. This is something that I wasn't doing. After I started using it, I started getting interviews. I created my resume after that using Apply, and then I uploaded it on ZipRecruiter. 2 days after, I got a call from this other company. They just saw my resume. It has never
Wow.
happened to me because I never thought it was gonna happen that this resume somehow is good. So I was using Apply to tailor make my resumes, and I was sending them to different employers. On average, every week I was having two, three interviews. Sometimes I would have four interviews a week. So a lot of people that I knew were not getting interviews. And then I remember I was applying for jobs. I got my first job, but this was something that I didn't actually like. 2 days after that, I got called for another job, an interview. So we did an interview. They ended up hiring me. You're always questioning yourself how and why. And then when you get there, people like, I liked your resume, the way you presented it. It was nice, simple, and you were straight to the point. I picked you because I understand you might not have everything, but within the elements of your resume, you were highlighting what I'm looking for. Using this application helped me a lot because I wouldn't have been able to like, express myself in that way. You might have the potential, you might have the experience, but the way you present is a different scenario. Imagine when you're just placing the weight. Sometimes the grammar is wrong. Sometimes it doesn't end up saying what you actually want to say. It gave me that advantage to express myself to say, I'm trying to do accounting. I'm looking for this position. This is what I have. It might not be adequate, but the way that I'm going to express it, you're going to see I might be a suitable candidate. I talked to several people who came to this country to do their masters, their degrees. Some of them ended up going home because they couldn't find jobs. Because they have been bouncing from one application to another to the second. They do not know actually how to do it because we don't have much family here. Most of us don't have that background that someone can actually tell you, like, in this country, we present ourselves this way. This is how we present our resume. It was a very, very good experience for me.
The top three things that you like about Apply.
The three things that I like about it, the first thing was the recommendations. Like you need to remove this, it's not relevant for this job. You need, if you have any CRMs, you gotta have to add them because they are looking for someone like that. You don't need to have a two-page resume because your experience is not that big enough. How do you format it to be suitable for ATS? The second thing that I liked about it is not just wording. The importance, you need to quantify some of your points and the improvement of the ATS. You don't need to actually go outside the application, recreate the same resume, go back into the application, upload a new resume to see a new score. You just go and open an article at the side of it and start editing everything from there. You can actually see what's happening to the ATS score. And also the other thing is the cover letter. And the one thing that I liked about the cover letter is based on your resume and also based on the job application. When I'm doing it on the cover letter, I have more space to actually express what I'm trying to say. So, which I liked, it was based on, it's just a chain of A moving to B, moving to C. It's so the interface is easy. It's cheap. Sometimes you have to pay $30 monthly subscription and you don't see the results. In this, you can just pay for 3 applications, 5 applications, and you see if I'm gonna get the results or not. It's not something like they say pay $30, results or not. You're
Hmm.
guaranteed to just lose the money. So
Yeah.
I like about that, like you get to pay a certain fee for a certain number of resumes. You're not losing a lot of money. If you don't see it doesn't work, you don't lose much.
Yeah.
But if you actually see it works, you keep on just doing it. Like people always ask me, like, how did you end up getting a job? I was hoping like it's a combination of different things. But one thing that I stumbled upon and I started seeing results was applying.
Piece of advice that you might share with job seekers?
Don't give up. The most talked about thing is you have to have connection. You gotta know somebody who's gonna help you get employed. But it's not all about connection. You might not have them, but it doesn't mean you don't deserve a job.
Right.
There are certain things like apply that can actually help you to get there. There is you with a well-presented resume, yeah, which is outstanding. You still have the same upper end. Yes, the connections are important. Yes, they are. I'm not saying they're not, but it doesn't mean that's the end of the